I'm going to tell you very briefly. The United States has stopped the sanctions on Iranian oil and give them 180 days of grace period. But this 180 days of grace period is over. So what will happen to China's economy this time around? The Communist Party is very smart. I want you to take a look at who has bought tons of Iranian oils in the last 180 days other than the National Oil Company. Mainly the Jiang's families and Wang's family, and a few standing committees members' family. Fujian refineries, Guangdong refineries, Hainan refineries have stored a lot of oil, including several new refineries in the northeast of China. Money is the people's money. The oil depot is in the National Oil Depot, which holds the oils that belongs to the private companies. They are cashing in on this price increase. But the domestic oil price still rises even for the raw petroleum. When the raw petroleum's price dropped, the price still rises. Look at how they deceive your money. In the history of mankind, a few countries like China's oil prices only goes up for decades. When the world's oil price goes down for 50%, only China doesn't cut the price. So my dear warrior friends, Iranian oils, that is the end of the stories from the economic aspects. From the political aspects, Israel has such good relations with the United States that his next step must to bring the Venezuela and Iran to their knees. You must see that. I told Mr. Bennett on the live broadcast the day before yesterday that the Malacca Strait is the chain that supplies 86% or even 90% of the energy in China and even Japan. Look at this carefully, everyone. As long as you come out from the East China Sea or South China Sea, you will pass through the Straits of Malacca. The other side of Malacca Strait is the One Belt and One Road. The whole Pakistan and the whole Azerbaijan and the whole of the Russia. Then there's the sea, One Belt and One Road. This is energy strategy. These places are so important. Now, if you look at the Strait of Malacca and you have the Iran cut off their oil, you have the United Arab Emirates, you have the Saudi Arabia, and you have the couple of the small countries. What is the concept of the oil strategies for these two countries? Think about it. That's why Japan, Mr. Abe, who was in Japan in May, preparing for the G20's meetings for years, he had to meet Mr. Trump. Energy is fatal to Japan. More importantly, Mr. Xi Jinping's visit to Japan has brought about sudden and significant changes. There are also some other changes in Japan. Japan, of course, has to adjust. China will definitely not accept the adjustment. There's a big story inside of it. Another is the elections in Taiwan, as also is a big signal for Japan. The East China Sea's oil field has now become, remember what I said, the development of the East China Sea's oil field will soon become the South China Sea. The South China Sea event imperceptibly said they developed your oil fields in the East of China Sea to account for. Many strategic actions between countries are in the family's interest. So the East China Sea oil field can become the South China Sea. And then Taiwan. Terry Guo is going to be elected as the president. Mr. Guo and Mr. Yu is the double gun strategy. They will hit the Democratic Progressive Party, hit Yu Lai Qingde. It's easy to defeat you. It's the sand strategy. They made the sand plate bigger. Either way, they will win in the end. Then bring down Taiwan, East China Sea, and that's it. So in fact that the East China Sea will become the South China Sea. Let's go back to Iranian oil. Iranian oil, and you are going to see what happens next. And you will going to see a very core changes. North Korea. North Korea clearly wants oil and technology from Russia. So you can rest assured that there must be two people involved in this talk. One is the Minister of Energy, the boss, Putin. The second is the United States, the guys who is in charge of the weapons. There must have one person in charge of the weapons. He just wants the oil and the weapons. When he goes to China, is asked for money, to ask for oil, to ask for grain, to ask for everything. Even the underwear, they want to take it away. When they bought the Iranian oil, the price difference was stolen by the kleptocrats. A Kunlun bank account, which used to be $160 billion, is now said to be more than $280 billion in cash. $280 billion. Who will use that money? Yao Qing can use it however he wants, and those few kleptocrats families can use it however they want it. Why don't you ask a Kunlun bank? It's not that let you, ordinary people, to save money. It's only for Iran, because Iranian money cannot be settled in dollars or euros. So they have to calculate it in RMB. CCP gives them the US dollars overseas, or Swiss dollars, British pounds, Japanese yen, Hong Kong dollar. So what's next? Remember these things. Whoever buys the oils from Iran, the United States will pose a sanction on you, from the transportation sanctions, trade sanctions, to de facto financial sanctions. As I said 8 months ago, Americans' pension funds and the pension funds are not going to invest randomly in these companies in China. Eventually, they will cut off all the investment. This is the current situation. This Iranian sanctions means financial sanctions against the Communist parties of China and the financial sanctions against the kleptocrats of the Communist Party of China. Iran sanctions are the first way to choke off the flow of the money to dictatorship. Second, disrupt your Malacca Strait to control the whole of East Asia, control the Middle East, control the North Africa, control Africa. Take $1.2 billion of the African market to conquer the world, to internationalize the yuan, launder money, expand the capacities that in overseas. And then these kleptocrats built their biggest economic empire overseas. Here's what it means. Strictly speaking, the United States and Europe just got it now. Now, they're cut off your evil hand towards energy. Hold the fake hand of the currency that you reach out to the world. The biggest tool that kleptocrats use to launder money to the West is to internationalization of the RMB and disrupt these money pools overseas. Take it down, Iran. What's next? Africa, Angola, Saudi Arabia has to come back and other these countries in the Middle East. What kind of oil do we have left? It's Russia. Everyone knows that the Russian oil is fatal to the Communist Party, sooner or later. How much oil and natural gas that you bought from Russia, that means you will have the same amount of the bomb. It's not good quality. It's expensive. They're hard to deal with. And the payment is in advance. So when the hammer drops on the Iranians' oil sanctions, my dear warrior friends, the strategic landscapes of the world will be significantly changed. Strictly speaking, the United States has officially fired a serious, secret, and responsible first shot at the dictatorship.
世界的战略格局将重大改变。严格意义上讲，已经正式的打响了美国向独裁政权严重的、神圣的、负责的第一枪。
Support Rule of Law Foundation is a way of helping yourself in the future. 支持法治基金就是支持中国人民的未来。Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. The Voice of Kwok Media.